Good morning. Welcome to the Lancaster-Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce 2021 State of the Schools Address. The Chamber considers quality education as one of the most important components of a successful community. Therefore, each year, the Chamber has the pleasure of partnering with different local school districts throughout Fairfield County to provide our members and the community with an update on education in our area. Today, we will hear from representatives from the Fairfield County Educational Service Center, the Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools, and Lancaster City Schools. Before I introduce our speakers, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors today. You should have seen them scrolling on the presentation as you logged into today's event, and you'll see them at the conclusion of our event as well. We want to take an opportunity to thank those sponsors as they are certainly critical to each and every one of our events throughout the year, so thank you very much. I would also like to thank Lancaster City Schools for hosting our virtual event today, and to our production partners with the schools, Leanne Haight, Scott Burke, and Evan Schaffner. Also, a big thank you to the Chamber team of Julia Taylor, Margie Donnell, and Cheryl Barber. We really couldn't manage these events without their hard work and dedication. At this time, I would like to begin introducing our guest speakers for their updates. Our first speaker today is Dr. Marie Ward, Superintendent for the Fairfield County Educational Service Center. Dr. Ward earned a PhD in Special Education and Behavioral Analysis from The Ohio State University, an MS in Clinical Behavioral Psychology from Eastern Michigan University, and a BS in Psychology and Biology from Eastern Michigan University. Prior to her current position, she was Assistant Superintendent for Delaware Union, where she directed services for students with disabilities. Ward has also worked with children with disabilities and behavioral challenges, as well as individuals who sustained a traumatic brain injury. During the past 20 years, Ward has collaborated with more than 40 school districts to analyze data, craft solutions, and leverage resources to support better outcomes for students. She has received more than $45 million in grants and contracts for this work. She has led development of numerous award-winning programs recognized at local, state, and national levels. In October 2019, she was nominated by her peers to receive the Buckeye Association of School Administrators Exemplary Educational Leadership Award. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Marie Ward.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the time to listen in on today's State of the Schools Address. I've had the pleasure of serving as a Fairfield County Educational Service Center Superintendent for the past 7 years. For those unfamiliar with the Fairfield County Educational Service Center, or what ESCs do, we are established in the Ohio Revised Code as a political subdivision, and we have an elected Board of Education. Fairfield County Educational Service Center is located in the Liberty Center at 955 Liberty Drive. We share the building with the Board of Elections. Currently, we're the 11th largest public employer in Fairfield County and the 21st largest employer in Fairfield County. We employ 185 regular employees, and this past year we approved the processing of more than 300 substitute teachers. We serve all 8 districts in Fairfield County, and we provide student-centered educational leadership and supportive services to meet the collective needs of staff, students, and boards of education in Fairfield County. As an ESC, we provide a variety of different services and supports. We pride ourselves as a solution partner with districts and community agencies. We lead the Business Advisory Council for all 8 school districts in Fairfield County. We offer business services, grant writing services, attendance services, background checks, substitute teachers, homeschool application processing for the majority of the districts in the county. We currently operate 40 consortium classrooms, including all of the preschool programs that are at Pickerington local schools. We operate Learning Steps Preschool, which serves another, the small districts in Fairfield County, and the additional services that we provide in terms of consortium classrooms serve children with a variety of disabilities, including emotional disabilities and multi-handicapped children. We offer adaptive physical education services, gifted services, a variety of professional learning opportunities for both teachers and leaders. We also guide licensure attainment on behalf of both substitutes and teachers. We provide the teacher mentor program, paraprofessionals, and a variety of specialized services per the request of a district. As I mentioned, we provide grant writing services. This is one of the major activities that we engage in with our partner districts and community agencies. During the past 7 years, we have been able to leverage for Fairfield County more than $20 million in funding. And this past year, during the COVID pandemic, we have leveraged over $500,000 in additional supports for districts. So we've had a very challenging year with the pandemic. What have we done to support districts, schools, and the community during this challenging time? We've worked very closely with the Health Department and the Emergency Management Association to ensure the distribution of PPE, test kits, and additional supports for school districts, with the goal of remaining open. We've worked very closely with Fairfield Medical Center. Our goal was to help support the attainment of vaccines for more than 2,500 school staff in Fairfield County. This included both public and non-public schools. One of the areas in which we identified fairly early on was that parents were struggling with serving their students at home. We were able to leverage some funding to enable us to have 4 trained trainers for PACS tools. This service still remains available at no cost to any parent with a child preschool through 8th grade in Fairfield County, and I would welcome you to visit our website to learn more. Much of what we do also includes professional development. It was a challenge, but also an opportunity for us to begin to pivot and redesign professional development so that we had the ability to offer remotely both synchronous and asynchronous professional development offerings for Fairfield County and beyond. This enabled us to serve more than 1,300 individuals in professional development, and we were able to account for folks not only in Fairfield County, but inclusive of 24 states and 14 countries that partook in professional development that we offered. If you see here on the slide, there are a number of other opportunities that we have provided as supports in Fairfield County during this pandemic period. One of the challenges currently in the partnerships that we're engaged in is working collaboratively with community agencies to ensure that our students who are struggling with attendance issues are addressed. Our goal is to support, to collaborate, and to provide as much as we can in terms of opportunities for those students to get back on track. Though this has been a very challenging year, there are also many points of pride that we'd like to convey. One of the things that we are required to do as educational service centers is to apply at the state level annually for recognition as a high-performing ESC, which means we are providing high-quality services at a very affordable price. This year, we received a 5th year in a row recognition award for performing as a high-performing ESC. We also have had the opportunity to establish a new line of work, PBL Matters. PBL Matters is a line of work that is very focused on problem-based learning. This creates the opportunity for teachers to redesign the way in which students are provided opportunities for learning. Another point of pride is Step Up to Quality. In the state of Ohio, every preschool program must pursue Step Up to Quality certification. For our preschool programs across Pickerington and Learning Steps Preschool, we are very proud to announce that, again this year, we have maintained 5-star accommodations from the state of Ohio. We have brought in, as I mentioned, more than $570,000 in grants this year, and we are very proud of the work that we did with Fairfield Medical in terms of the vaccine rollout. On the horizon for next year are many new areas of growth opportunity. We will be collaborating with Bloom Carroll Local Schools, and we will be expanding the preschool opportunities for Bloom Carroll's community at the Lithopolis building. In addition, our Prep for Success program that we currently house at the Forest Rose School in Lancaster will be relocated to this early learning center. We have pursued again for this year the Innovative Education Grant, and this approval will allow us to continue to operate a competency-based education program that enables students to advance through the curriculum without being tied to the number of hours they attend school. For some of our students, this is a great opportunity to recoup lost credits and advance in their studies beyond what a traditional school would enable. We are planning for the Learning Steps preschool typical students to come back into the classrooms. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we needed to prioritize the service of our kiddos with disabilities, and space would not allow for us to bring in typical peers. This year, we will be returning to the inclusion of typical peers. That registration process is occurring now. Please visit our website to see how you might enroll your 3 or 4-year-old. We also have the goal and are working hard with our client districts to ensure that our consortium classrooms can be open 5 days a week next year. All of the safety measures are in place, and we have done expansive training with staff to ensure that your students and our staff will remain safe. In addition, we'll be working with our client districts to ensure that the new OTES 2.0 training is implemented, and all of the administrators are geared up and ready to go in terms of ensuring that evaluations are taking place with their teachers in an advanced and improved manner. And finally, our Business Advisory Council, in collaboration with the 33 Alliance and all of our client districts. In addition to the client districts, we've engaged the Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical School to partner and in working collaboratively to ensure that every child in Fairfield County can transition to a positive post-secondary environment, whether that be college, work, or career. We look forward to the opportunity to expanding partnerships and collaborations in the county, and we are here to serve you. If you would like to learn more about Fairfield County Educational Service Center, please feel free to visit our website at faircoesc.org or pick up the phone and give a call. We'd be happy to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. We appreciate the update on the ESC. Our next speaker we have today is Dr. Kimberly Peitsch Miller. She is the superintendent and CEO of Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools. Dr. Kimberly Miller took over the Superintendent CEO position at Eastland Fairfield Career Center and Technical Schools on January 1st of 2021. Miller was previously the superintendent of Bexley City Schools in Columbus, Ohio. In the 3 years she led Bexley Schools, the district implemented an ambitious strategic plan, which led to the implementation of aligned curriculum and instructional goals, a one-to-one technology program, a more responsive and reactive organizational structure, and a more intensive focus on equality and inclusion. Prior to earning positions as superintendent, Miller served as chief academic officer for Dublin City Schools in the Columbus area and assistant superintendent of Loveland City Schools outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Miller has also served as a principal, an assistant principal, and an English teacher. Miller earned the Bachelor of Science in English Education from The Ohio State University, her Master of Education in Leadership from the University of Cincinnati, and her Doctor of Education in Leadership from Miami University, Ohio. Miller is a passionate advocate for students at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Miller.
Thank you and good morning. I am thrilled to be able to be part of the State of the Schools address today and to share with you a little bit more about Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools. I'd like to start with who we are. We are a provider of career and technical education for both high school students in grades 11 and 12 and adults. At the high school level, we serve 16 school districts, and you can see those school districts here. Our districts are as far-reaching as New Albany, Bexley, Whitehall, and Reynoldsburg to Amanda, Clear Creek, Bloom Carroll, and all of the districts in between. Our district serves not only those high school students, but also adults. We are the 7th largest career and technical center in the state of Ohio. Our school districts and our adults are spread among 6 counties, and we cover 700 square miles. In addition to the students that we serve, we also serve a number of business partners. Each of our programs at both the high school and adult level have a business advisory council, and those members help us to determine curriculum, direction, new programming, and to make sure that we keep up. We also partner with those businesses to provide you with employees for the future. So we are both pleased to be able to be that provider and also thankful for the support that our business partners provide to us. A little bit more about who we serve. At the high school level, we are diverse, and we love that. I mentioned the number of districts that we serve. We believe that bringing together students from a wide variety of communities strengthens our programming and strengthens our future employees for you. We know that our region is growing in both number and in diversity, and we are very pleased that we offer 2 centers, Eastland Career Center and Fairfield Career Center, where those students get to mix together, learn from one another, and grow together. You'll note that we have closed the gap between male and female students over the years. We still have a few more female students than male, but part of the closing of the gap has been that our students are starting to select programs that might be considered non-traditional. So we're seeing more male students in our pre-nursing program and more female students in our auto technologies program. And again, we think that is a strength of our programming and want to continue to help our students find the pathway that is right for them. We also serve students in satellite programs. We have satellite programs in 8 school districts, or will be in 8 school districts for the 21-22 school year. Satellite programs are career technical programs that are housed at one of our associate school districts. So we have cybersecurity at New Albany, and we have programming at Pickerington. Next year, we will also be having programming at some of our middle schools. Both Bloom Carroll and Amanda Clear Creek will have what are called Career Connections. These are career exploration programs for middle school students, primarily 8th graders. And our goal is not to get students into a particular field, but to have them explore all the various career options that are available to them so that as they grow and progress through school, they can choose the career option that is best for them. At the adult level, We also serve a variety of people from across our region, again, 700 square mile region, and we tend to enroll more males than females at the adult level, but again, we're starting to see more cross into what would be considered non-traditional fields by gender, and we are pleased for that. If you note the slide, we have had a slight decrease in adults over the last few years. COVID for fiscal year 20 has definitely had an impact on our adult enrollment, but the decrease is also accompanied by an increase in program completion. So while we may have fewer adults, we are having a higher rate of program completion, which we believe is good for our region. Also, as we have very low unemployment rates, our adult enrollment tends to go down, but we are also looking to expand our adult programming, and I'll talk more about that. So what do we offer at Eastland Fairfield? At the high school level, we offer a number of programs, as you can see from the slide. We offer those traditional programs that you would expect, like cosmetology and auto technologies, but we also offer increasingly programs that are designed to meet the emerging industries of our region. And so we're seeing more in healthcare with pre-nursing, and we're also seeing an increase in cybersecurity and interactive media, et cetera. Not only are we increasing our programming options to align with the needs of the workforce, but we're also bringing those high-tech skills into those traditional programs so that we are able to keep up. And that's where those advisory committees are extremely helpful to us to ensure that we keep up with the work and the way that it needs to be done, both today and into the future. At the adult level, we offer 6 programs. We have a very successful basic police officer training program. In fact, we run both a day and evening program, and those students go on to very high levels of employment with various law enforcement agencies in our area. We are also looking forward to expanding our adult programming into the medical arena, maintenance, and also logistics. And we look forward, again, to working with our partners to determine what direction we should go, because it is our business and industry partners that determine our decisions. For those of you who are employers, there's something you may not be aware of that I want you to know about, and it's called Tech Cred, and this comes through Ohio Higher Education. Tech Cred is a program that allows employers to offer customized training to their employees, and the employer pays for it and then is reimbursed through the Tech Cred funds. Eastland Fairfield is happy to be a provider of Tech Cred programming. So if you are an employer and you have a specialized training that you need some of your employees to receive, you can contact us. You can contact our Director of Adult Workforce, Angela Ward, and we can design that programming for you and help you through the process to apply for the Tech Cred. We also do customized training without Tech Cred. So once again, if you have specialized programming that you need some training for your current employees, we are happy to work with you to provide that customized training. So where do students go when they leave Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools? This is at the high school level. About 50% of our students go straight into employment. And as we move into the future, one of the things that we're going to talk with our students about is which of the 4 E's that they would like to pursue: employment, enlistment, enrollment, or entrepreneurship. So in that employment bucket, right now, about 50% of our graduates go straight into employment. About 34% of our students go on to enroll in additional education. Part of the high school programming at Eastland Fairfield is career exploration, and some of that career exploration are in very well-designed programs that are really pre-college type programs, like pre-nursing or pre-engineering. And so a number of our students, about 34%, as I said, do go on to additional education, either 2-year or 4-year. About 7% of our students will go into an apprenticeship program, and about 3.5% of our students enlist in the military. Nationally, less than 1% of Americans serve in the military, and we send about 3.5%. So we are very proud of those students. We just recently had our military enlistment signing day, and again, very proud of those students and thankful that they are willing to serve us. So as we look ahead, where is Eastland Fairfield going in the future? Well, to drive that, we will be embarking upon the strategic planning process here in the next few months. That process will include our students, the parents and guardians of our high school students, our staff, our associate school districts, and our business partners. We want to involve all stakeholders in setting the next 3 to 5 year plan for Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools. I mentioned our diversity. We embrace our diversity and want to continue to grow in our understanding and to ensure that each student that comes to our campuses feels included and welcomed at all times. For this reason, we will be adding a Director of Student Support Services for the next school year. This is a position that will function at our central office and will oversee all of the support systems that students may need to access our programming. Everything from special education, gifted education, English language learners, mental health and wellness, physical health and wellness, and diversity and inclusion. And we are very much looking forward to having that person on board. We plan to grow our programming and our opportunities for our students and for our region. We have a capacity at our 2 centers for about 400 additional high school students, and we would like to see each of those centers at full capacity with our high school students. We would like to expand our adult programming into additional areas, as well as to offer more of some of those very successful programs that we already have. So we look forward to doing that, and again, that strategic planning process will be very critical to that. So who are we again? Well, we're not your grandparents' joint vocational school. Eastland Fairfield and Career and Technical Education has changed dramatically over the years. We will continue to offer traditional programming that are still in need, but we will update those programs to meet the technology needs of today's employers. We will continue to encourage students to find the right pathway for them. Not a traditional pathway, but the pathway that is right for them. Our goal is not just to get students to a job, but to get them into a career pathway that they love. We believe at Eastland Fairfield that we can be a part of the future of our county and our region. We are aiming to provide our students with great experiences. We are aiming to grow our partnerships with our businesses. We want to be part of the solutions for the future of this region, and we look forward to partnering with you in doing that into the future. Thank you, and have a great day.
Mr. Miller, that was a wonderful update on Eastland Fairfield Career and Technical Schools. Our final speaker today is Steve Wigdon, Superintendent of Lancaster City Schools. Steve was born and raised in Loudonville, Ohio. He earned a bachelor's degree in biology education from Capital University and his master's degree in sports administration from West Virginia University. Steve Wigdon has been a teacher, coach, and administrator in the Lancaster City School District for 28 years of the past 30 years. Prior to becoming the superintendent in 2012, Steve served in the position of Director of Human Resources, High School Principal, Stanbury Principal, and Assistant Principal. Before I introduce Steve, I wanted to take a moment on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and its Board of Directors and take a moment to congratulate Steve on his recent announcement of his retirement. We certainly wish Steve the best of his luck in his next endeavor, which is hopefully a little R&R. But thank you, Steve, for your partnership with the Chamber of Commerce over the years, and thank you for your service to the school system.
Well, thank you, Travis, for that introduction, and certainly I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to come and talk about Lancaster City Schools. It's always a pleasure to talk about the good things that are going on in our school district, and today I'm going to focus on where we're at in the high school planning process. As I hope you all know, that this is the final stage of our master plan to replace all the buildings K through 12 in Lancaster City Schools. We've had the opportunity since 2012 to be in the planning and construction process, and we currently have 7 new buildings that our students are in, grades kindergarten through 8th grade, with the opening of General Sherman just this year. So again, our final step is Lancaster High School, and with that, I'll start with a view of the Educational Valley, as we call it. This is the current high school with the athletic and band practice fields located behind it. Our career technical building is here. We have our parking lots. This is our tennis courts, Fulton Field, practice area, and this is what used to be Thomas Ewing Junior High. The area that it was Thomas Ewing Junior High I'll talk about first. So that you know, reference-wise, this area, Fulton Field area and tennis court area will go untouched. So what we have planned for the old Thomas Ewing site are 2 ball fields. To orientate you here, this is Fair Avenue. This is Arbor Valley Drive with the creek here. So the orientation for the ball fields are outfield towards the parking lots. Now these will be a baseball and softball field to begin with, and then after the entire project is complete, one of these ball fields will be converted into a second baseball field. Talk about that more in just a minute. Moving on up to the north where the current high school sits, this is the present site plan, and I do want to remind everybody that we're early in the planning stage, which means that there's going to be changes. But we have done extensive work on this since this fall, and this is where we're currently at. So to orientate you to this site plan, this is Arbor Valley Drive coming down the hill. We have Route 37, Granville Pike, up here. This is the 4-way stop at Arbor Valley Drive, 4-way stop at the high school. This area, the green ball fields and the parking lot, this is where the high school currently sits, as well as the Career Tech building. Here's the swell or the ditch that's right behind the Career Tech building, and then the new building will be built on the athletic fields, which are behind the Career Tech building currently. To the north, we are planning to have a parking lot which will also serve after school as the marching band practice field. And then we will also have a practice field on this piece of property right next to our parking lot. As you can see, we have a second entrance coming in off of Route 37. That entrance will primarily be for buses and staff during the school day. Staff can come in and park in this parking lot. Buses will be coming around, dropping off and picking up on this side of the school and then moving forward. Moving now into the building, this is where we're at on our master plan as far as our floor plan, okay? So this is the entrance of the building on the south end of the building towards the parking lot. If I go back here, this is what I'm talking about right here, this entryway here. All right, and I think I did fail to mention that these are 2 softball fields, and once the high school is torn down, this parking lot will be built, and these will be 2 softball fields, and then the other ball diamond at Thomas Ewing will be converted into a baseball field. As you know, this parking lot's not going to be built until after the building's torn down, so student parking is going to be on the existing parking spots, and then we're going to have to shuttle students into the building until we demolish the old high school and build the parking lots. So moving back into the building with the entryway here, as you come into the building, you will see a long what we call Main Street, long vestibule, a wide hallway. Everything to the right are the common areas. Everything to the left are classroom and career and technical labs. So again, as you come into the building, first thing to the right are the administration, guidance, and clinic area. The next area, this green area, this is a field house. This area is this is the competition gym with all the locker room and support spaces here. Wrestling room is next. Right beside the wrestling room is our cafeteria. Hopefully we can keep the wrestlers out of the cafeteria. And then moving into the brown space, this is student dining. The next area is our auditorium, and you'll see the entryway into the auditorium. We have a nice theater type of entryway. Come in to the auditorium seating here. We will have a sunken area for the orchestra, large stage, screen shop, dressing rooms behind behind the stage. And then up at the top, we have our instrumental and vocal music areas here in the purple. On the left side, as I say, as you come in, we have two-story classrooms. These classrooms are your basic classrooms, and then these are your science lab classrooms in this area. And then as we move toward the top of the building, we get into our career and technical programs. All of our career technical programs, we have half of them at Stanberry, half of them at the Lancaster High School campus right now. They'll all be under one roof, so that'll be fantastic for us. So our career tech programs are all in this area. They're the blue and the purple areas. Then we have storage at the back. That's the first floor. Second floor, on the right side as you come in, this will be our media center, and we have a rotunda type type area in our media center. Then as we move back, most of these are high bay areas, and then in the purple section up here will be our art rooms, again on the second floor. On the left side, you have second-story classrooms, second-story labs, and we have some career and technical classrooms up on the second floor. This hallway, you'll be able to look out over these areas, so it'll be a nice area for observation and student extended learning areas. So we do have some artist renditions of some of these areas that I can share with you right now. This is the potential seating layout for the auditorium. As I mentioned, you come in here, seating on a slope, depressed area for the orchestra, and then our stage here. We do have some 3D renditions of the competition gym. May look something like this. On this side, we have the locker rooms, and then the second floor is a maintenance area. So this is the aerial view. Here's a view from the bleachers. We've decided not to do the center scoreboard, so disregard that. Here's a side view from the bleachers. And then moving out into the field house area, this would be a top view. Again, field house, competition gym, locker rooms underneath, maintenance on top, and locker rooms and storage spaces here. And here is a ground level of what our field house may look like. Moving to the outside of the building, we've been doing quite a bit of work on the exterior, and this is a drawing of what we are looking at with the entryway. And as you look at the building from the south parking lot, All right. Okay. Our projected groundbreaking is spring of 2022, next spring, and we're hoping to open the building in January of 2025. And the baseball, softball field complex in the old Thomas Ewing site, groundbreaking is still set to go early this summer with a completion date of next spring so that our ball teams can be playing on those fields next year. And finally, as Travis mentioned, this is my final State of the Schools address. After 9 years of being a superintendent in Lancaster City Schools, I want to say thank you to the Lancaster community. I can't think of a better community to have served as a superintendent. The support that this community has provided is just outstanding. Not only in passing bond levies, but in the programming that our community provides to our schools and the staffing to pull it off. And certainly anything that we have accomplished in this school district during my tenure has been the result of a great team of people, starting with the community, our Board of Education. I've been extremely fortunate to work for an outstanding Board of Education. My administrative team is top-notch. None better than the administrators that I work with, and it's because of them, as well as an outstanding group of staff members, that we've been able to accomplish whatever we've accomplished over the past years. So with that, I feel very blessed to have been the superintendent in Lancaster City Schools, and I want to thank you all for your support, and I know that you will continue to support Lancaster City Schools in the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Steve, and once again, congratulations on your retirement. Also, just again, as we wrap up here today, thank you to our other speakers, Dr. Marie Ward and Dr. Miller. We really appreciate their partnership today, and it was great to hear of all the exciting things that are happening, the three entities that we saw today. Finally, I will wrap up today by thanking our sponsors again, thanking the production team here at Lancaster City Schools and everyone involved, including the Chamber staff, for helping put this event on today. We thank you for joining us today. You will be able to see this full address in its entirety. Look on our website for how you can view that, either through YouTube or through the local cable access network coming up in coming days. So thank you for attending today, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event.